What's up, guys? My name is KhaoticK, back at you guys with another video today, coming at you guys with another combo review. It's been quite a while since I last made one, it's been almost half a year. So yeah, I thought I'd do another combo review, and this time this combo will be when I did 100 milligrams of 5 APB and 100 milligrams of 2F-DCK just a week ago, actually. And this experience has been fresh in my mind because, oh boy, did it change my life. And yeah, I'm about to get into how it did and how exactly it changed my life. It basically reset my brain. It made me way happier than I even anticipated. I'm gonna be crazily honest. I was not expecting to be reset like that. I suppose it's because this is a new chemical, so it has like a different neurochemical pathway in my brain. And it tricked my brain into realizing, hey, it's a new chemical. So hence, it would create a new experience. And yeah, I don't really do these serotonergic substances anymore ever since I abused MDA and MDMA back in the day. Yes, putting some rhyme in that because, yeah, I thought I'd rhyme that. I mean, it's true. I used to abuse that shit. So, anyways, I'm not going to get into that. That's for another video. Let's get into 5 APB and 2F-DCK combo review. So, yes. So, taking both of these, I thought I'd combine them, just say fuck it. And in the beginning, I actually had no intention to combine the 2F-DCK because the 100 milligrams of 5 APB hit me so hard, I was thrown out of my gullet, man. I was, basically thrown off. But I was like, you know what, this is very welcome because I've been waiting for an experience that's been stronger than I expected. But, it's nice to get experience that you didn't expect. But, however, this one was just a little bit too strong. But honestly, I enjoyed it. I didn't have no come down, no side effects either. I had like the best afterglow ever, all right? The best afterglow. And yeah, I had like the best week. Man, almost completely reset my brain. Like, actually, it pretty much did. Honestly, nothing could get me mad now. I swear, like, I work a customer service job, so if it can actually help me deal with motherfuckers a little better, shit, I would say this is pretty worth it. Now, for some reason, with the dose I took that day, it put me into like a therapy session. I'm not even fucking playing, man. It put me into some life review. It was pretty hectic and it got pretty dark, like as in because of the negative energies and emotions attached to these old memories. Yeah, they're coming up, and I was able to process those negative memories in a happier light. But however, man, it was trying to knock me down. Like, I felt like the trip got dark and it was pretty psychedelic. 5 APB at 100 milligrams is very strong, all right? Very strong. And I'm over 200 pounds and 5'11", so pretty much 6 feet. And that shit still hit me and put me on my ass. Honestly, it felt a lot healthier than MDA. Like, compared to MDA dose, MDA just feels a lot more dirty. This one did not. So I enjoy that there's no amphetamine in it. Amphetamine tends to, have a lot of side effects attached to it. This one was also, stimulating. The benzopyrin class is another stimulating, class of compounds. So don't get it wrong if it's not, stimulating. It is still a stimulant in some way, shape, or form, but not in the same level as amphetamine. Not even close, actually. Yeah, just not as euphoric. But, however, that's a better trade-off because the more euphoria, the more of a come down. So, anyways, it felt a lot like MDA. So, MDA, is known to be pretty psychedelic. This one was more psychedelic. Actually, 5-APB, I think, is more psychedelic than MDA. However, I may be wrong. Don't quote me on that, please. Don't go off of me in the comments about that. But hey, that's just my opinion. But I don't really know. It's been a long time since I've done some quality fucking sass, all right? But no, sass could be pretty psychedelic, but I think this research chemical was a little more. But that's because I took 100 milligrams. If you take 100 milligrams of MDA, you're probably going to have the same experience. It's going to be way too strong, way too psychedelic. So it's all dose dependent. However, with SAS, you tend to have to take less if you got good shit. You shouldn't have to take 100 milligrams of SAS. I'm going to be honest. You should not have to take that much. But, yeah. Anyways, yeah, this dose was pretty intense. And it had me floored for a bit. And, man, I had some negative-ass shit that came up. I was like, whoa, where did this come from? And I'm like, no wonder I've been feeling kind of dragged down. Your subconscious tends to stack these, memories up. It just stuffs it down into its fucking brain. It just keeps it in this little corner of your head. And then you wonder why you're not stable. It's because you haven't really actually reviewed those thoughts in a different light. You're stuck in the same old pattern, and you kind of need something to come in your brain and shock it. You kind of need something to, awaken you. So this was like the most perfect drug to do that. I had no idea that this 5-APB could be used in this way. So you can only imagine how much happier I was knowing I induced an unknowingly intense therapy session by myself, for myself. And yeah, like I was basically my own therapy person in my own head, talking to myself. I'm like, yeah, I've been lying to myself. You know, I just felt like everything was just kind of like a lie, like not in like a crazy way, just, you know, how like you've been living a lie. You tend to live a lie, you tend to repeat some things, and, you know, you realize it's a lie. So that's what I meant. And it really just, you know, taught me how to respect life again, to respect those experiences, even the very negative ones. They taught you something, you know, and not to run away from it. All right. You know, you're never going to get over it. It's never going to leave your memory. So might as well accept it, because you don't have forever. And if those memories drag you down forever, you know, they will change you. And they'll change your future experiences. Now imagine something old. Now imagine a past experience changing your new experiences. You know, that's where the awakening happened. I was realizing I've been wasting time and energy on things that don't matter anymore, people that don't matter, situations that don't matter. And it was just intense, man. That's all I gotta say, man. Like, it was a crazy ass night. It was a night to remember. I was all up in my room. I was just laying down up on my bed, and that shit just fucking hit me out of nowhere. Honestly, it took about 2 hours to peak, and when it did, it was unmistakable. And it kind of hit in a little stronger, you know, towards like the peak after like 2 hours. And when it hit weed, especially, that's when it really hit. So weed intensified the trip so much so that I was on cloud 9 for the rest of the fucking night, man. But anyways, so yeah, this is about the time when I decided to take the 2F-DCK, and I was going to take a, you know, similar milligram dose. I was going to take 100 milligrams of 2F-DCK with 100 milligrams of 5 APB, and I do not regret it. I do not regret it at all. But however, with the 5 APB, at the dosage it was at already, 100 milligrams of it, it was already really disassociating. It was strong. It was like dreamlike. It was just, it put me into a fantasy world kind of shit. And yeah, that's why I didn't even want to take the ketamine at all. And I just call it ketamine. It's like oral ketamine, basically. It's not actual ketamine. So actually, I'm going to just call it 2F-DCK. Anyways, yeah, so 2F-DCK, that shit was kind of intimidating. So I was like, if I'm already this dissociated, imagine how much I'm going to be if I take this. And I decided to anyway. And, you know, you're supposed to normally kind of pretty much hole on 100 milligrams of 2F-DCK if you have no tolerance. But there's no holing to have this night, because the 100 milligrams of 5 APB was so stimulating, even though it wasn't that stimulating, that it actually allowed me to not even go into a hole. So the disto kicked in. It kicked in so subtly. And all of a sudden it got strong. And then it put me into another new world, kind of like a new realm of thought. So it actually slowed down my thoughts a bit and allowed me to actually interpret them in a more dissociated light, you know, a dissociated brain kind of a way. But anyways, so it disconnected me from the thoughts, right? And I was like, okay. And this was like right after I went through the dark kind of like energy earlier in the trip, when I was, you know, not combining this combo just yet. But so I had just combined the 2F-DCK, and it actually shut down whatever weird negative thought patterns were happening. And even though they were, you know, a lot happier than they usually were, it just was pretty damn negative. There's no hiding that shit, especially when you're psychedelic. It's because you're on a psychedelic. It's very fucking sensitive. You might even have a bad trip, but you gotta be careful. So anyways, yeah, so it actually disconnected me from those weird, you know, thoughts, and then further, you know, kept up the life review kind of thing. I just couldn't stop thinking of the craziest memories, man, and I kept replaying until I actually just got over it. And once that dissociative kicked in, 2F-DCK, I was on fucking a new planet, dude. I was so fucking high. I was so high, man. I just could barely function. And funny thing, I was actually playing fucking Halo this whole night. I was functioning enough to be able to play a game. Yeah, you know, thanks to the stimulating nature of the 5 APB. Yeah, it's pretty stimulating. It's very subtle too. So the serotonin tends to dominate either way. I was just high out of my fucking mind. I was looking up in the fucking roof, like I was looking up in the sky. And I was closing my eyes too, and I saw like little tracers and closed eye visuals. And man, I really wish I got that Molly, like Sass kind of like dream-like visuals, but I'm glad I didn't, because that's usually like neurotoxic. Anyways, yeah, so it was quite the experience. I'd never regretted it. I kind of miss it actually, but those are the kind of experience you don't want to really repeat. They lose their value. So I don't know why, but ever since then, it's been a week. That's a long time to You know, it's a long time to have these permanent, it almost seems like permanent effects where I feel reset. I feel a new person. I'm still the same, not totally like a new person. That was like when I first did acid. That shit totally changed you. But this, after having all these crazy ass ego kind of deaths, it was like another ego death. A lot more of a conscious one, though. I was putting an ego death to my, ego. Like my emotional ego. Yeah, I seemed to kill my emotional ego that night. And ever since then, I just feel awesome. I feel nice. And I don't regret anything at all. You know, because had I not done that, you know, I'd still be feeling the same. And it helped, you know, a lot of my stress, helped a lot of my anxiety. And not like anxiety where you're scared of people. It's like anxiety where you feel like threatened. You feel like the world's threatening. It's kind of like, because of all the shit going down recently, it's a very real emotion. You know, it makes sense. But basically now I'm more rational. I'm way more rational. My rational side kicked in. Now my rational brain is really, really kicked in. So now I'm less emotional. That helps so much, man. You need to be like that. Honestly, please do whatever you can to make yourself more rational than emotional. Drugs tend to make you emotional. So if a drug combination can reset that default mode network, oh man, honestly, it feels like I permanently changed my brain. I definitely rewired something, and I allowed my brain to kind of take this weight off, you know? Because, I don't know, no matter what, a few months pass and shit, there's always something new to happen, you know? There's always something that might creep back up in your fucking mind. Because let's be honest, you know, especially if you're stuck in your head all the time, like honestly I am, but I tend to now realize I am stuck in my head. It takes a long time to realize that you were stuck in your head for this whole entire experience that you were feeling this way. It takes a long time to realize that. And once you start to realize that, and you have this change in structure in your brain, I swear, it has to be like neurochemically changed somehow with some combo, but it has to be like a psychedelic. I mean, it can't be anything stimulating, like a stimulant. Just stick with psychedelics, man. They're very therapeutic. I had no idea 5-APB could have this much of therapeutic effect, but it makes sense. And because I don't use these substances anymore, I think my brain is able to change again. And yeah, it's just nice to have an experience that I haven't had in a long time, and to have that experience really change you. Yes, it's very, very worth it. And I would say this combo is a 10 out of fucking 10, all right? But however, yeah, do the 5-APB first if you're ever going to do it. You want to be high on that dose for at least 4 hours before you take this ketamine, because it, again, the ketamine is going to kind of kill the high a little bit. It's going to kind of ruin the crazy introspective thoughts that you have in the beginning. If you actually, you know, take longer to take the dissociative, if you take longer to take that, you'll have a longer experience. And then, yeah, but don't expect a hole either. You're not going to hole because 5-APB is very stimulating. So it's purely combo related, and each one by their own is different. So if you want to hole, take the dissociative by itself. If you want to roll, take that by itself. But if you want a good combo that it's going to be pretty memorable, I would say take both. 100 milligrams of 5-APB and 100 milligrams of 2F-DCK, but please titrate down depending on your dose and individual tolerances. Do not take that dose as, you know, say, I am a higher weight and I know I can handle a lot more. So please be careful depending on your tolerance level and, yeah, your body and all that. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, I'm coming back with more videos, and let's hope we get this shit lit. Hope you guys stay high, stay lifted, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.